Hey everybody, happy Sunday crafternoon. I'm gonna make sure I'm where I need to be and make sure my volume is down on my other devices, all that stuff. So welcome on in. Today is Sunday, October the 6th. And I have some fun things. There we go. We're right where we need to be. I love that. I love when things work out. Okay, so once again, welcome on in. My name is Dawn Bourgette. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm glad that you're here to share some creative time with me. This is a free class, and what I mean by a free class is you can go ahead, you're watching for free, and if you place a minimum of a $50 order, you'll get the class, actually $45 minimum order, excuse me, you'll get the class for free. I will send you all the bits and pieces minus the inks or the images. You'll need to have those supplied for yourself. So today we're working with Snowy, I always get it mixed up, Snowy Wonder. We're working with Snowy Wonder today, that bundle and that whole suite of product in the Holiday Mini Catalog 2024. And like I said, if you place a minimum of a $45 order, you'll get the card kit to make these cards. And if you place a $50 order minimum, then you'll also receive an embellishment that will go alongside with it. Let's see here. What was I going? Oh, so first of all, I'm losing track of what I need to say. So first of all, just to let you guys know, if you haven't already, I would love to have you join my e-newsletter. Go ahead and open up the camera on your phone, and it will read this QR code and give you that link. You'll tap on it. It will take you right where you need to go to sign up for my newsletter if you have not already. And there you'll be able to also see my specials that I do, things going on, of course, with Stampin' Up! As well as the chalet and all the events that are going on. So I don't want you to miss out on that. Also, speaking of placing orders, this is the October host code right here. And my link to shop with me right there. And again, I appreciate you supporting me. Speaking of supporting me, I do want to thank many of you who took advantage of my little birthday world card making special. My birthday was awesome yesterday. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. Thank you for all the handmade cards. Thank you so much for your orders. I'm getting those packaged up later on today so they can be sent out in the mail tomorrow. So thank you again. That was a lot of fun to be able to celebrate World Card Making Day on my birthday and to have those of you who order with me participating in that promotion. And let's see here. Of course, if you guys want to go ahead and follow me other places on social media, right now you're on my Facebook page. Excuse me, I've had like a dry throat all morning. I think it's an allergy thing. You're on my page. If you haven't already, please like my page. Also, you're very welcome to join my community group on Facebook called Dawn's Creative Chalet Community. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you do love my creative content, go ahead and share it with your creative friends. And that's Dawn's Creative Chalet. Hit the bell to get all the notifications on YouTube. And then there's also my blog, which is dawnscreativechalet.com. There you'll find pictures of the projects that we make each week. And there's also, uh-oh, I just dropped something that went all over the floor. Okay, we'll deal with that later. Oh, goodness. Also, there is a shopping or a supply list right there. But you will also see after we're done with our live, just a reminder, I will refresh the links right up above this live. And it will not only have the host code, where to shop, how to get the starter kit if you're wanting to grab that up because there's an amazing special this month. And also Oh yes, of course, the supply list for all the things that we're using today. So make sure to look for that. Right after I'm done, I will go ahead, I will update those links within 10 to 15 minutes after I'm done on the live right here. So look for that. And let's see what else. Also, of course, as you know, my online store. All right. Also some things that are happening here at the chalet. We, of course, celebrated World Card Making Day yesterday. I hope that you guys had fun, and there were some of you that went ahead and were able to make some cards. I was actually on my way home when Stampin' Up! Had their little event, and so I was in the car watching it, which is really cool. I love technology, and other times I don't. Depends on, you know. But that is pretty cool that I can be traveling in my car and watching that at the same time. And then also we have Creative Card class coming up for this month on Thursday, October the 10th at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., or 6:30. I have a couple spots yet available, so if you'd like to join me, if you are local to the Ludington-Scottville area or you decide to take a little drive, I'd love to have you. You'll need to RSVP by tomorrow because I do cut all the stuff. So you have your card kits ready for you, and it's $30 or free with a minimum order during the class. And then let's see here, by the 10th as well on Thursday, you'll need to sign up. That's the deadline for the October Paper Pumpkin kit. And there is that special going on that if you have never subscribed to Paper Pumpkin previously and you'd like to give it a try, now's the time. They're giving 40% off the Paper Pumpkin kit for October if you're a first-time subscriber. So if you have any questions about that, I'll also post a link up above this live after we're done to go ahead and be a part of Paper Pumpkin if you choose to do so. And then also we have the Reindeer Days of Fun creative, actually it's not creative card class, it's a product inclusive class. Oh my goodness, this is gonna be a struggle. I'm on the struggle bus today. So anyway, the Reindeer Days is a product class coming up the last Thursday of the month, which is Thursday, October 24th at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., or 6:30. It's $40, and I include a $5 coupon if you do place an order during the class. And let's see here, I offer the times of 10 o'clock in the morning, 1 o'clock, or 6:30 in the afternoon. And it's going to class the designer series paper, the embellishment, and twine. So I would love to have you. Make sure to contact me ASAP. I have a limited amount of those because there are some things that are in this suite that right now are kind of floating, unavailable temporarily. So grab your spot. Let's see. Oh, yes. We have some other fun things coming up. And by the way, with Paper Pumpkin, just to show you, this is the October kit. It is the Nests of Christmas, which coordinates with the Nests of Winter suite that's in the holiday mini catalog. So, and some beautiful colors right there. And if you do subscribe or are a subscriber to Paper Pumpkin, just remember you can grab up this die set. They have a set that they release every 3 months, and they coordinate with the 3 months of kits, which is pretty cool. So make sure to grab that up if so inclined. And then also, let's see here. Oh yes, we have something else coming up too. That's right. Starting tomorrow through Wednesday, so October 7th, 8th, and 9th. We have a 3-day stamp sale. So this is for stamp sets that are in the annual catalog. It does not include bundles, just stamp sets that are in the annual catalog. So why not grab a few that maybe have been on your list? 15% off for 3 days. Yay! I always love a good sale. And you know, along with this, you guys, just to mention, with this sale going on, you could put stamp sets in your starter kit and stretch that $155 of product that you're able to spend for $99. You could stretch your dollars a little bit more. And yeah, enjoy it. Why wouldn't you, right? I'm all about trying to save a little extra, and I think that that's a really good thing. And also, there's another sale going on, which is the 30% up to 30% off on our kits collection. So these are the kits that are in the brown boxes. They're not the paper pumpkin. Paper pumpkin is something different because that's a subscription based kit. This is our kits collection that can be purchased right in my online store or contacting me directly, whichever you feel more comfortable with. And you get to save up to 30%. So why not? And again, if you decide to purchase the starter kit, which also has an amazing special, you could stretch your dollars again a little bit more by putting maybe a kit or two in there. I always say kits are a great way to start if you're kind of a beginner-ish or even casual crafter to the hobby of stamping and scrapbooking and all the fun things, because it's easier. It's not, I don't know, they've done all the selections for you. Let's put it that way. Makes it easy. And again, the starter kit special is on all of October. And this is $99, and you get to choose $155 of product, receive free shipping, receive a free paper pumpkin kit, and also they're going to throw in some catalogs for you. So that's like a grand savings of, with the value of $119.50 of savings, but you're spending $99 and getting $155 of free product. Like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy good. So if you need any questions about that, make sure to reach out to me and let me know. And then, of course, we have our new, so right now is a demonstrator, and you could put these into a starter kit as well. This is one of 2 suites that will be introduced into November for customers, but you could get them now, if you'd like, by putting them into a starter kit. See all the things that are really good about a starter kit? Anyway, so these are things that are going to be available starting in November for everybody. And this is just, like I said, one of the suites. We also have another one called Utterly, and I always get it wrong, Amazing. I think it's Utterly Amazing. I keep wanting to call it Utterly Adorable because it is adorable. And there are also some other, excuse me, standalone stamp sets and bundles. So you'll want to make sure to check that stuff out in November, or contact me if you'd like to purchase a starter kit, and we can get that stuff into a kit and you can get it right away. And then also, of course, the other things that are available in our online store, like the Christmas things that you will not find in a publication. That's why I love to show these over and over every single week, just in case. I don't want you guys to miss out. By the way, this paper is back. I think it was unavailable for a little while, if my memory is correct. And then also, this DSP is also available now, the Iconic Celebrations, which I think was unavailable for a while, but it is back. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but nonetheless, it is available. So that's always a good thing, right? And then, of course, we have all of our goodies in our scrapbooking line now. And these products coordinate with a lot of the product that is in our 2024 holiday mini catalog. So make sure to check that out as well. Lots of good stuff. And again, you could put this stuff into a starter kit. If you wanted to, you could put clearance rack items in your starter kit. Like, as long as it's available in the online store, I think the only thing that excludes our paper pumpkin, you could put it into a starter kit. But anyway, if you're into the scrapbooking or thinking about doing some memory keeping, this is a great place to start. We have kits where it's kind of like a all-inclusive type thing with everything that you need to make some beautiful pages. And like I said, they coordinate with things that are in the mini catalog. Whoops. And there is an example. I know my printer is not the best, but it gives you an idea. So beautiful, just beautiful. And they give you step-by-step instructions, exactly what to cut, what to put where, all the things, which I really love. Because as a paper crafter, I actually started out as a scrapbooker first and foremost for many years. And I feel now I'm rusty because then I started getting into card making and just kind of slowly wean myself out of it. I don't know why, really. But anyway, some beautiful products, and I'm really excited about our two-tone cardstock with the white core and all the fun things that you can do with that technique-wise with this paper. And we're going to eventually, I think into next year, in our new annual catalog, we will have our white core two-tone cardstock in all 40 of our colors, which is really exciting. We'll be able to purchase those colors as individual packs as well. Whew, that was a lot of information there. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the fun stuff. And let's see here. First of all, I wanted to show you this. So this is our mini catalog. And these are the items that I know I've created with them once already, but I thought, you know, why not? Let's play some more. So I am actually stepping it up this time. So the cards that we're going to be doing today are a little bit more, I don't know, they got a lot of bits and pieces, but they're a lot of fun and they're easy. They're easy. If you can paste something to paper, you're in good hands. So anyway, that's what we're going to work with today. And just to show you again the paper, it's always about the paper, right? This is so stinking cute. And I love the colors in it. It's just kind of whimsical, a little bit playful, and very Christmassy and holiday-ish. So we're playing with that today as well. And let's see here. I think we are good to go. Let's get started. Oh, and I also wanted to show you a couple of other things. So this, again, obviously is the stamp set. Some great images. And then the dies, which are also called Snowy Wonder dies. And there we go, all the little bits and pieces. I've been playing a bit with this set, so they're starting to kind of go all over the place. And I forgot to do the whole magnetic sheet on these. Oh, there's a better. And there are images, and we're going to use one where I cut out the snow globe out of the paper image and used it on the front of the card, which is kind of fun. Less coloring, right? You guys know me and my coloring skills. They're not the best. This is, whoops, there's a lot of bits and pieces that I've cut from the DSP. And this is a photopolymer stamp set. And then also I've used the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine not only for the dies, but also for the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. I'm not sure why that's there. I just noticed that. I need to cut that off. That definitely doesn't belong there. But anyway, isn't that a cute embossing folder? And I love, because it's not too much, and it makes just enough of a hint of some embossing on your project. So it's nice and subtle. So anyway, once again, let's see here. I'm going to need this. I'm going to set that aside. You know, this still bugs me with the width of what you see. You're not supposed to see my junk along the sides here, but you know, it is it is what it is. Okay. All right, so this is the first card right here. Like I said, it looks intimidating, but there is a few things, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun, and I'm going to show you guys not to worry about using more and just doing a few layers. So first of all, look at this ribbon. So right now, unfortunately, I was just looking on the inventory status report. The ribbon right now is not available, but it will be returning soon. Also, in case you're trying to get the whole suite of product, here's another item. I'm not going to be using these today, but it's part of the suite. They are the white loose snowflakes. And unfortunately, these are not available for just a little bit yet, but they will be returning. These are great for like shaker cards or just a little tiny embellishment on the front of your projects. So I just wanted to show you that. But we are using the ribbon today. We're using the whole suite. I had already planned on it, and then I realized, oh no, it's not all available right now, but put it on your list if you love it. It's going to be returning soon. Okay, where do we start with all of these goodies here? First of all, I have a piece of basic white thick cardstock cut at 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then I'm also going to use a bit of this designer series paper from this suite. I love it. Here's the back of it, but we're going to use the snowflake side. And then I'm also going to use 2 strips of this particular pattern in the pack. This is what was on the back of it. We'll be using that in a little bit. And I'll give you some measurements. So these 2 pieces, these 2 strips of designer series paper are cut at, let's see here. I wrote all this down because you knew I wouldn't be able to remember all this. 2 are cut at 3 3/4 by 5 1/2. 3/4 by 5 1/2. This piece of designer series paper is cut at 2 3/4 by 5 1/2. And then we have a piece of garden green. This is 2 7/8 by 5 1/2. So we're going to build the front of our card first. So what I'm going to do first of all is I want to put this on here just like so that there's just a little bit of that garden green cardstock that's going to peek through here, just like that. And then, let's see. Well, let's just do that first. One step at a time, right? Oh, goodness. Let's see here. There we go. Get my glue flowing. This, by the way, is multi-purpose liquid glue. I've put it into a cute little squirty bottle with a very, very, very fine tip, because the tip that's on the multi-purpose liquid glue, it comes out a little bit faster than my liking, and then I get glue all over the place and I'm a hot mess. So anyway, so it's just a little tip for you. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these 2 strips of 3/4 by 5 1/2 inch. I'm going to glue them on either side of the card. First of all, we're going to make sure, yes, that our card is opening the right direction. And then I'm going to turn it horizontally because it's easier for me to line up the cardstock when I do this. So I can see right along the edge. And the same with this side. And there we go. And then I believe I put this on with, dimensionals. So I'm going to put this right down the middle. So there we go, right? So it looked a little bit more intimidating than what it really is, because you guys know me. In fact, you know what? I'm not even going to do it with dimensionals. We're just going to go ahead. So I don't even have to peel the dimensionals off. We're using seal, Stampin' Seal. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. Uh-oh. It's sticking, and I see I got that little crooked. We're going to have to trim that off. So just a sec. Okay, and there we go. I'm going to go ahead and take my paper snips, and I see that I was a little off there, but that's okay. We just fix it like that. Ta-da! Okay, and then I did already emboss my sentiment with the Wow embossing powder, the white, but I was going to go ahead and show you because there might always be somebody who maybe has never heat embossed before. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll cut this one out. How's that? So I'm going to go ahead and grab all of my goodies here. The one thing that I love to have on hand, I got a really old one. This is an antique. Like, I've had this since I started stamping. I think in the late 90s. Isn't that crazy? Because they don't use that label anymore. Anyway, this right here, which is, I think, these 2 tools and an embossing buddy, I believe, which is just chalk to help break the static on your project. This is called, whoops, upside down. That doesn't help. The Embossing Additions Toolkit, which is really handy. This tray here has a little spout, and you can go ahead and plug it or unscrew that area there and then pour what is left over of your embossing powder back into your embossing powder doohickey. And back into the jar. Oh my goodness. Okay, so just to show you guys really quick some embossing. So you have your piece of cardstock. You're going to go ahead and take your embossing buddy and just run it over the piece of cardstock. That just, like I said, helps to break the static, and so that you won't have any little guys hanging on there that you don't want to, and have extra flecks of embossing powder on your project. And then we're going to go ahead and, you know what I forgot? I forgot a block. Like, I do need a stamping block. That would help for my stamps. But this is going to say, let it snow. So I'm going to grab that and grab a block. There we go. Sorry about that. Whoops. Helps if it was kind of, well, kind of sort of not so crooked. And then we're going to take Versamark ink. And I call this invisible ink, but it's a great ink for watermark, which is really nice. It's a nice subtle, you can see right here. Very, very subtle. But this ink here is a little different from our classic ink pads. It's a glycerin ink pad. That means it's sticky. So when I go ahead and apply, whoops, the white embossing powder to it, it sticks right to the image that I've stamped. Pretty clever, right? And then, of course, once again, when you're done using, you want to save what you haven't used and pour it back into your jar of embossing powder. Sometimes I have little bits that stick here, and I just make sure I shake it in my garbage can. But let's see here. I'm going to grab this little guy right here, is in case you do have extra little flecks that are, whoops, I've already ruined that, but that's okay because this is just for showing you how to do so. But if you have little extra flecks of embossing powder, that's what this is for. And if you don't want to hold on to it, which I highly suggest you don't, because heat tools do get pretty warm. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and heat this. And you'll know it's done when you see it change to more of a bright white, or whatever color it is. It just turns color. And you'll know what I mean when you try this. I don't know if you guys can see. Just like so. There we go. There it goes. This is one of the first techniques that I learned when I started stamping, and I thought, and I still am amazed by it every time I melt those little itty bitty plastic pieces, and there you go, and there's your embossing. So that is heat embossing 101. But we've already gone ahead, I've already done the work on this one, but I thought I would go ahead and show you. So this was not a die. This is another thing that I'm not the best at, but I try. I try. Hey Pat, how are you? Happy Sunday, crafternoon. I hope you had a great World Card Making Day. So I'm going to go ahead and just, to my best ability, we're going to go ahead and trim right around the lettering. This is kind of like a hot, crafty trend right now. And I did this also on another card that we'll be making today. All right, there we go. Just like so. Almost like magic, but not quite. All right, so we have this piece here, and then what did I do with the rest? Oh my goodness sakes. I think I'm, I think I'm losing my mind. I know it was here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, and these two pieces, like I said, were cut with the dies that I was showing you just a few minutes ago, and the image right from the designer series paper. And I love the Stampin' Up! Is doing this often. So I'm gonna go ahead and take some dimensionals, my other favorite thing in the whole wide world, and we're gonna go ahead and attach this to the card towards the right hand side. Facebook, I think, is acting really weird because I am not seeing comments, or maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm talking to myself. I'm not sure. But nonetheless, I think it's acting a little goofy today. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to place it right about here-ish. That looks good. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the same with the bottom piece of the snow globe. Again, I cut it out from the image in the designer series paper. And we're just going to line it up like so. Oop. That looks good. Perfect. And then I also went ahead and I did some of this in advance because some of the cards have a few more bits and pieces. This is the snowflake image from the stamp set. I stamped it in garden green. And of course, no, we don't have garden green snowflakes, but it's art, right? So we can do that and get away with it. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put it right about there. And then the Let It Snow sentiment, I'm going to also put on to the card on the left-hand side with a couple, maybe, well, I could have only used one, but we're going to use two for good measure. And stick that right about there. And the other thing that I forgot to grab is bling. We always need bling. So these are the Rhinestone Basic Jewels. And I think right now these are temporarily unavailable because we all love sparkle, right? I'm going to grab my Take Your Pick tool and put a little bit of sparkle in the middle of the snowflake. And, oh, you know what I forgot to do? Did you guys notice? Yeah, I forgot my ribbon. So I think, what can we do here? Let's see. How can we incorporate it or not? Maybe we just won't. But let's see what we can do. So I put this on with seal. So with that being said, let's see what we can do. I think we will be able to jerry rig it. I think so. Okay, we're going to try it. I think it's going to work. There we go. Yeah, there we are. I might need to put a little extra glue up at the top underneath that layer, but there we go. We did it. Woohoo! There we are. Okay. Phew. I was sweating there for a second. All right, and trim that off. Whoops. Go ahead and there we are. Stubborn little guy. And then just for good measure, because I peeled that apart, we're going to add a little bit of liquid glue. And there we go. There is card number 1. Even with a little goof, we fixed it up and it's all better. Okay, let's go on to the next card. Okay, there we are. And get my little cheat sheet and all of my goodies. All right, so once again, I'm using an image from the designer series paper. This one I thought was so cute, but I also love this little penguin, so we're going to use him as well. And I showed you the Snowflake Sky embossing folder, and this is what it looks like on the white basic white cardstock. Isn't that pretty? Like I said, it's just enough. It's subtle. Nothing that jumps out at you, but I love it. Okay, let's see here. All my pieces. So we have a piece of the Garden Green cardstock, the card base, which is cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and is scored at 4 1/4. The inside piece is a piece of basic white. It's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this in place and get that right out of the way. And let's see here. I have a piece of Poppy Parade. This is kind of a cool color. It's like a red with an undertone of orange in it. So it's really bright. It's brighter than real red or our cherry cobbler. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead, and this is cut at 3 3/4 by 5. And then the basic white piece is 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. And again, ran through the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the 3D embossing folder called Snowflake Sky. We're going to go ahead and we're going to layer these so it's just a fine hint of Poppy Parade that's going to pop out all the way around this basic white piece. And there we go. That looks good. How pretty is that? And then there is a piece of DSP that I've cut. There's the back side. That looks familiar, doesn't it, from the last card. And this piece is cut at 3 3/4. Wait a minute. Back up. Reversal. That isn't it, is it? 3 3/4 by 1 3/4. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to attach it. Do you like how I talk to myself? Like I'm giving myself the correct answer. Yes, yes, Dawn, that is right. Anyway, we're going to go ahead, we're going to center it-ish on this piece. So it's going to hang off of this just a little bit. I just thought it was something a little different. So we're going to go ahead, I'm going to put this on with multi-purpose glue, and again centering it so just the right amount is hanging off on either side. There we go. And then before we stick this on this time, I'm going to remember to put our ribbon there. So I'm going to cut that about like so. And then we're going to wrap it around to the back because I just think this is so cute and so pretty. I like to use it. And this way too, using this ribbon is not as bulky if you're using it as like a, I don't know what you want to call it, like an embellishment really. Okay, we're going to put a little bit of adhesive on either side of this, and then we're going to stick it right where we want it. Oops, I got a little bit of seal on my thumb. Now it's going to be sticking to everything. Okay, and then just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere it directly to the card base. Again, we'll use seal. I always kind of go back and forth between seal and multi-purpose liquid glue. I know we have some, they call themselves Team Multi-Purpose Liquid Glue or Team Green Glue. I don't know why we call it green glue other than it's in a packaging that has green on it. And then there are others that just swear by seal. I kind of go back and forth. I'm loving the multi-purpose glue a little bit more though than what I used to. Okay, so this here, I'm going to go ahead and attach to my card. Again, we're going to use dimensionals, and I buried them again. Where did they go? Oh my goodness. Well, we'll just start another new sheet of dimensionals here. They're probably right in front of me. You know, you guys know how that goes, right? You can have everything right in front of you on the table, and no matter what, it's like it's hiding in plain sight. I don't even know how else to describe it, but unless it jumps out at me, sometimes I'm like, I just lose things like crazy. Okay, go ahead, peel these off. And we're going to kind of, whoops, center this-ish right about there. And then, isn't that little penguin cute? I think it's adorable. And, you know, I lost my snowflake, I think. Aw. Well, I'm not going to sit there and cut one right now, so we'll deal with that later. But in the meantime, we will put, I think what the problem was is I was using so many bits and pieces. I don't know. It probably got lost somewhere when I was cutting everything out for this. So we'll have to get a snowflake and put it on there later. But anyway, that is card number 2. And let's go ahead and do card 3. I actually have 4 cards for you today. So I figure take the easy route of doing those little touches later if I forget something. Because I like to try to fit all 4 cards in under an hour if I can. I just feel like I lose people's attention after an hour. Okay, so this is a piece of Pool Party cardstock. It's our card base, cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. And then I went ahead to cut our liner with the basic white, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. And go ahead, put that inside. I always say a card looks a little more finished when you have that liner inside your card. And of course, normally decorating it is a good thing. I just take the easy route when I'm here online with you guys and try to keep the time to somewhat of a minimum. All right, this is a piece of Garden Green cardstock, and I cut this at, let's see here, 4 by 5.5, and then, actually, I think it's, I'm sorry, 4 by 5 1/4. And then this white piece here, I cut 1/8 of an inch less at 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And again, we're just going to have that little bit of garden green peeking out at us. So, and I did emboss it with the Snowflake Sky embossing folder. So we're going to go ahead using multi-purpose glue and stick that on like so. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and decorate it up before we adhere it to the card base, just in case I have any mishaps. Because, you know, we never have those. All right, I have another piece of Garden Green, and this is cut at 2 by 5.5. The Garden Green. And then I have a piece of the Designer Series paper, and it is cut at 1 3/4 by 5 1/8, I believe. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to layer these two together. So it's a strip that will go across our first layer. So this is like a second layer of 2 layers. All right. I'm going to go ahead, glue that down just like that. And then we're going to attach it right about there-ish. I think that will be good. And we're going to go ahead, attach this with multi-purpose glue. And let's see here, right about there. And then I also need to, I think we're going to do a little cheater thing. I'm going to show you guys something here, because sometimes when I am wrapping my ribbon around my card, I don't know how to explain it other than calling it loosey-goosey, where you try to tie it and then it kind of sags on the front of your card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what we did last time on the last card, and I'm going to take my seal and just putting a little bit of glue there because we know where we want the ribbon. I cut it just a little too long, but that's okay. And then making sure we wrap it around and it's even where we want it, and then gluing it to the back. In fact, I'm going to trim that off just a little bit. No one's ever going to see that, right? And then I'm going to take another piece I'm going to tie a knot this way. It's just another little way you can do things if you don't feel comfortable wrapping it around and tying it. And it does save a little bit of ribbon, although I get overzealous with it, a little crazy. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and trim it. Whoops. Like that. And like that. Okay. Perfection. And once again, you guys, if I'm not saying hello to you in particular, I really am sorry, but I am not seeing the comments, which is really kind of weird to me. I like to say hi. I don't want anybody to feel like they were being ignored, but something's up. Something's up with the Facebook. All right, go ahead and we're going to attach this directly to the card base. Now that we have a couple layers going here. Whoops. Just like that. And then I have cut, and I forgot to show you guys these, but I cut 3 of these out of our basic white cardstock. And this is from our Nested Essentials dies. These are a lot of fun. They have the dovetail, this shape, and then one that I call looks like a coffin. I know it's not a coffin, but it just reminds me of that. It's kind of funny. But I love the stitching that they use, that it does cut around the edge of the dies, and that's on all 3 different designs. It cuts a nice little stitching out of it. And I think it's just a nice little polished touch to your card. And you don't have to do anything extra to get that little polished look. So I want to pop all 3 of these on with dimensionals, of course, right? And I'm just going to eyeball centering these. Put one there, we'll put one there. And what I'm using are images from the Designer Series paper of these cute little penguins, right? And you can see I'm not the best at cutting, but you know what? It's a handmade card, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put him on the left. And again, I'm just using my green glue or multi-purpose liquid glue. I'm going to put him in the middle. Then we're going to do something fancy to his hat in a minute. And then we'll put him off on the right side. There we go. And see that little pom-pom there? We're going to take a pom-pom off the ribbon. Hopefully, well, I'll tell you what, let me grab. See if these are, I think my other shears are getting a little dull. So I'm hoping that this will cooperate. Yeah, there we go. So it's an itty bitty pom-pom. And we're going to attach it to his hat. Let's see if I can do this. And yeah, there we go. So I'm going to show you guys close up. Isn't that cute, right? And then again, I've already embossed the sentiment. So we're just going to go ahead and cut this out pretty quickly. Like so. So I know I have viewers that are like viewing all over the place, and a lot of you do view after I put this up on YouTube as a replay, but I don't know how many view from the Florida area. My dad lives down in Florida, right in the middle of the state, just north of Orlando. And I'm watching this new hurricane boil. It's making me a little nervous. I do have plans to go down to help my dad with a yard or garage sale towards the end of this month. But I don't know. They say that this hurricane, what is it, Milton, is supposed to hit by midweek. So they're telling everybody to prepare right now. So I'm sending thoughts and prayers to everybody down that way, that everybody stays safe. I know this last hurricane was crazy, and those poor people are still trying to get help. It's heartbreaking. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pop the sentiment on with dimensionals. And then, of course, we're going to add a little bit of bling, because that's what we do. Grab my take your pick tool, and we'll put a bigger blingy up here, and then we'll scatter. Oop, he's wanting to stick to my finger. He doesn't want to let go. Okay, and then a couple of the smaller right there. And that is card number 3. Last card on the way. So what do you guys think of that one? I think it's kind of cute. I like this little touch right here. That's kind of fun. Okay, last card. So this card uses a lot of the dies. You're going to be like, whoa! But I do want to show you all the cool dies that are in this set. So once again, if you do place the order with me to get this class for free, because everybody's welcome to watch, but to get the class for free, you'll need to have the stamp set, obviously, for all the images here. So that might be something you might want to grab up. All right, so first of all, we have a piece of basic white thick cardstock cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. Then we have a piece of designer series paper that's cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this right to our card base. And isn't that cute too? I hate to have to put glue on his face, but I'm going to. All right, we're going to go ahead and put this right to the card base like that. And then I have a piece, a lot of little pieces, but a piece of Poppy Parade. And this is cut at 2 7/8 by 4 1/8. And then we have, let's see here, the DSP, which I forgot to write down the measurement. Why did I do that? Silly dilly. 2 3/4 by 4. So we're going to lay these two together. I'm going to go ahead and again, using my multi-purpose glue and putting a little bit of glue on that poor penguin's face. Sorry, fella. But I like this side too. The thing with some DSPs, have you ever noticed, hey, Kristen, happy Sunday afternoon, that some of the DSP, it's okay to cut into it because you know you love one side, but you don't love the other. So you don't have such a hard time cutting it. This particular paper pack, it's really cool on both sides, so I really have a hard time cutting it no matter what. The problems of paper crafting, you know. Anyway, I'm going to need Season's Greetings, so I'm going to just grab that out right now. And we can go ahead and put the other away here. Oops. Okay, there we are. And hopefully, oh, good. I was going to say I didn't get the other block out. This is my C block. I was going to grab a D block, but I thought, no, I don't think I need that. But anyway, we're going to use that in just a minute with our garden green ink. But to show you guys a couple of these little bits and pieces that we have here. First of all, we have a snowman. I stamped him in Memento Black. And then we have our trees. Those were stamped in garden green. Like I said, I wanted to show you all the things. Although that turned out kind of wonky, didn't it? Oh well, we're going to use it anyway. It is what it is. And then we have the snowflakes. They were stamped in Pool Party. We have your little house here. That was in Pecan Pie. And then we have mountains. They were done in Pool Party. And then another, oops, snowflake done in Pool Party. Okay, so just a few, right? But again, it's a great way to show you all of the dies and the things and the limitless possibilities you can do with this cute set. And then I also cut this out with the Stylish Shapes dies. Again, I love the stitching around that. And let's see here, this is basic white. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp our sentiment. Now I'm going to trim it, as you can see here. And actually this piece almost gets lost, or the, what do you want to call it? The dovetail, the little dovetail. And by the way, if you guys haven't grabbed up our glass mat, I love it, especially for photopolymer stamps. It's giving me some awesome images without having to use the cushion, the piercing mat. Love this. Whoops, it's available at my online store. And I just got Garden Green ink. Just a second, I don't want to get it on my sweater. Getting just a little inky. In fact, I think what I'll do, I'm going to go ahead and clean that off before I get it on my white sweater. That would be sad. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and assemble everything. Now, one thing that I did, and I did not grab it, I went ahead and I used a Pool Party Stampin' Blends, and I just made a little extra zhuzh on the snowman to give him a little bit of dimension. I'll do that after. I didn't grab it. I'm not going to take the time to grab it right now, so it's all good. Dimensionals. I found my original dimensionals that I had, just started. Now I have two. Oh well, it's all good. They're going to get used either way. Now the first thing I'm going to do, I should probably go ahead and attach this. That would be a good thing, wouldn't it? We're going to attach this layer with dimensionals as well. I don't know what I would do without dimensionals. I think I say that every single week, but it's true. I love them. Okay, we're going to go ahead. There's our layer. Then we're going to start to build. So I'm going to go ahead and put my little snowman here first. And then this little guy, I think I stuck him on, yeah, without dimensionals. So we're going to do that. We're just going to do that. What the heck, right? And he's going to go right about there, but I don't want to cut out this. Ooh, no. Okay, we're going to do this. So you're not even going to see the dovetail. We're going to hide it. That's okay. It's all good. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my paper snips and we're going to trim off the dovetail. And I tell you what, we're going to put him, oh geez, I really kind of muddled that up, didn't I? It's okay. Oh, golly, one of those days. Okay. Just about cut off the sentiment altogether there. That's what happens when I'm really not paying total attention, right? Okay, I'm going to put him right about to there. And then we're going to take just a tiny bit of multi-purpose glue. And I'm not going to pop this up because this is already popped up. There's really not a lot of room for dimensional, so that's how we're going to do that. And then I'm also going to put this little tree down next to it. And then we have some mountains in the background. Whoops. Oh, there's that little guy. I was wondering where he went. He was stuck. Okay. So I'm going to put this one on with a dimensional, kind of in a backdrop to our little house here. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of multi-purpose glue on him and set it right about there. And even though the other one was tucked in on my other one, we're going to do something a little bit different, see if it works. I think it will. There we go. Looks good. Good to me. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and attach this larger snowflake with a dimensional. And then we have these two little trees. Actually, they're large trees compared to the other ones. And I tell you what, let's go with a dimensional on this one. And because that came out, whoops, kind of wonky, I'm going to see if the snowman, if his hand, there we go, can hide that little goober. See, there's no mistakes, right? We just come up with new solutions. That's what we do as paper crafters, and no one's ever going to know. And there we go. And then these two little guys here, I'm going to go ahead and just attach him with multi-purpose glue. Right there. There's a lot going on this card, isn't there? But it's fun. I really like it. And then this guy. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab my rhinestones and decorate those up. Just like that. And that is card number 4. We did 4 cards. Holy smokes. Woo! That was a lot. And I kept it to an hour. I'm pretty impressed with myself. I think I might have to change that up. We'll have to figure it out. And I think I have something in mind to fix it, so to speak. But anyway, here are today's cards. Bring them back up here. And just to remind you, once again, that you can get the card kit free when you place a $45 minimum order. If you place a $50 minimum order, you will also get an embellishment included in with this class. So just a reminder that anything as far as images you need to provide, so you'll need to make sure you have this bundle on hand, which is the Snowy Wonder. But I will do as far as the cutting of the pieces and give you some extra cardstock so that you can stamp your images. And then also I will run the pieces through that you need with the Snowflake Sky embossing folder. All right, guys, if you have any questions, make sure to let me know. I appreciate you watching me today. Thank you so much. This is a lot of fun. This is a great set. It's just so cheerful and fun and festive. I will see you next week for Sunday Crafternoon with Dawn at 1 o'clock Eastern Time right here at Dawn's Creative Chalet Paper Crafting. You guys have a great week, and thanks again for helping me celebrate my birthday and World Card Making Day. I will talk with you soon. Bye-bye.